Trump wants to give Russia $10 billion a year, according to reports by Kirill Strelnikov. The much-hyped story of Trump's super generous offer to Zelensky for Ukrainian natural resources predictably caught everyone's attention, but the real motives and plans of the American president in this area remained a mystery to most analysts, even though his solution was right in front of their eyes. Few noticed that the bulk of the 55-page leaked draft agreement was not about Ukraine's underground gas reserves, which the U.S. Geological Survey estimates are almost non-existent, but about what lies above them, namely the gas pipeline system and related infrastructure. The draft agreement explicitly states that Trump's primary goal is to control Ukraine's pipelines and other transportation infrastructure and to collect uninterrupted revenue from them. But the question arises, how do you get rent from an empty pipeline? The answer is simple. First, you have to fill it with something. And the only way to fill the Ukrainian pipeline with something valuable is to reconnect it at one end to Russia and at the other end to Europe. And according to some sources, Trump's representatives are currently holding intense talks with Europe, which, amid its anti-Russian fervor, continues to claim that it has been definitively weaning off Russian gas. The negotiations are not only discussing the restoration of gas transit through Ukraine, now controlled by the U.S., but also the resumption of the Nord Stream 2 sea pipeline. And according to the Bild newspaper of Germany, Trump's special envoy Richard Grenell is holding talks on the resumption of the pipeline directly at the headquarters of Nord Stream 2 in Switzerland. This point has raised serious doubts in the European media. The British newspaper The Telegraph published an article in which it expressed suspicion that the American claims that Putin would not dare to attack the Ukrainian gas system if there is an American commercial interest there are not at all related to the protection of Ukraine, but to the creation of a new joint venture between Russia and the United States. Our European friends will have to accept and forgive many other interesting things, that Russian-American talks are already underway on rare earths, minerals, in which Russia ranks fourth in the world, that the joint exploitation of Arctic resources and the return of American energy giants there are being discussed, that the granting of American exploitation contracts in the Northern Sea route is very likely, and that cooperation has already begun on the wider export of Russian food and fertilizers to the world market. Trump is confident that he has concocted an extremely clever deal and is doing everything he can to implement it, and he should not be discouraged. Russia, for its part, without even bothering to get up from its seat, has masterfully managed to turn its main geopolitical rival and almost enemy into a hyperactive mediator who, for a share of the pie, will overthrow any government that refuses to accept Russian gifts with open arms. And those who wonder whether this is a mass sellout, quote unquote, of the homeland can learn definitely that Trump's mediation, according to some calculations, could add up to $10 billion a year to the Russian budget just from oil, even taking into account the American share. The reasons are simple and cynical. In Europe, for example, Trump will be happy to sell Russian oil and gas at the maximum price, while Russia will save significant amounts on transportation, insurance, and access to cheap financing. For decades, Russia has been building trade missions in various countries, investing huge resources, and now its additional trade representatives could be U.S. embassies in each country, and that without costing it a dime. The question may arise, what will happen to Russia's strategic cooperation with BRICS partners, especially India and China? Does it betray its goal of a multipolar world? No, everything will be transparent and mutually beneficial. Russia will honor all its long-term contracts. Its partners should be interested in a strong Russia, which will be strengthened through partnerships with those who pass the filter. Chinese Premier He Lifan himself recently stated that China will continue to attract American investors and businessmen while emphasizing that it will improve the investment environment. As for multipolarity, it works in all directions and does not allow anyone to gain any unfair advantage. And if a potential nuclear war turns into a negotiation over the percentage of the commission, then we're talking about brilliant diplomacy and an excellent deal, which even Trump would envy. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.